Hey, you guys, I guess I can technically say happy holidays. Oh my gosh, could you believe that the holidays are already here? Oh my goodness, it seems like this year has went so quickly. So, guess what we're going to do today? We were going to post a different video, but because we realized, you know what, the holidays are here, and there's something that we all struggle with during the holidays. Can you guess what it is? Eating healthy and sticking to our health plan. So, we are going to talk about it today. Let's understand what really happens during the holidays, and then let's make plans to do better this holiday. Let's make a change for our family. So, we're going to talk about that. You ready? Let's talk about it. So let's start with what exactly happens during the holidays. Well, during the holidays, especially coming out of a pandemic, a lot of us haven't been with family and friends during the holidays for the last couple of years. And so this may be the very first time that we're truly gathering together and feel a little bit safer than we have felt in the last couple of years, and possibly even healed from some of the grief and loss that we've had during the pandemic. So, for a lot of reasons, the holidays have, I guess I could say, are even more symbolic for us than they have been in the past. And the holidays have always been symbolic. But I think because what we have been through as a community, as a country, as a world, that we can say that we truly value even more so being around family and friends during the holiday and people we consider to be our loved ones. So during the holidays, we also are not working as much because offices are closed, clinics are closed, corporations are closed, stores are open, but they may have reduced hours. So there's a decrease in our physical activity, in our natural day-to-day physical activity. And then, of course, the obvious thing, we eat a lot more, right? We eat a whole lot more. And not only do we eat a lot more in terms of portion sizes, but we also tend to choose high carb, high fat foods that we may or may not have had throughout the year. So we feel like the holidays, from a mindset perspective, is kind of a time of comfort, of reward, and for that reason, we tend to indulge more than we typically would. So let's talk about the actual facts. So, an article published in the New England Journal of Medicine actually quantified the amount of weight that we gain during the holidays. Now, how much weight do you think you typically gain during the holidays or during your worst holidays? Take a minute, think about it. It certainly feels like we gain a whole lot, right? And certainly there's a lot of marketing to tell us that we gained a lot, which is why at the top of the year, there's all these bombardment of weight loss marketing as a way to make us feel a little bit guilty about what we did during the holiday season at the top of the new year with the goal of helping us. But what it does is make us truly feel guilty that we did something wrong and that we are to somehow compensate for the choices we made during the holidays. So let's talk about that a little bit and how we can work that mindset a little bit healthier so we can make healthier choices and then don't really feel this guilt and this shame at the top of the year, because health is never really about guilt and shame. It's about really going through a journey and respecting that journey, right? So the New England Journal of Medicine actually published that, guess what? Most of us don't even gain as much as a pound during the holidays. Not even a pound, at most 2 pounds. Only 2 pounds? Really? Oh my gosh, isn't that surprising that the majority of us will only gain 1 to 2 pounds during the holidays? Then why does it seem like so much more? A lot of this, as I mentioned, is marketing, right? So the truth is that's what we typically gain. But here's the kicker. It's not really the weight that we gain during the holidays, is what we do in response to our activities during the holidays that carries through. So typically what will happen is a lot of individuals, or some people, I shouldn't say a lot, some people may have falling off their routine during the holidays, and so what's hard is getting back onto that routine after the holidays if there's no strategic transition through that. And so what we want to do is we want to make realistic goals during the holidays. So what are some realistic goals we can come up with that will prevent us from falling off our routine and potentially turning that 1 to 2 pounds during the holiday to 5, 10, and 15 pounds at the top of the next year. Well, one thing, as I mentioned, is being realistic. So let's say we're on a routine exercise regimen, and during the holidays, realistically, you're busy with shopping, you're busy with spending time with family and friends. You may not necessarily have as much time or really feel as motivated to exercise. So, one thing you can do is intentionally take time off without the guilt and without the shame. So you can intentionally take time off, perhaps a week. I wouldn't advise more than a week because then it's even harder to get back into the routine. And set yourself a day where you're going to resume your exercise regimen. The other thing you can do is lighten your exercise regimen. So you may be more of an intense workout. You may do an hour at a time. Maybe during the holidays, you do 30 minutes. So it seems like it goes by that quick for you. And it seems like a much more doable, realistic goal. The other thing that we often do is how do you balance healthy eating and wanting to indulge and feel that comfort and that homey, nice feeling of what comfort foods do for us, right? So our emotional eating, our emotional ties, and it's really tied to the gathering process. So one thing we can do also is make the effort more than just our individual selves. So create activities that involve the whole family. So instead of sitting down, maybe watching movies, and movies are great, but let's also add some physical activities. Let's go back to going outside and playing together if it's safe to do so, and playing together as a family, coming up with activities where we play dodgeball. Nobody's playing dodgeball anymore. What happened? It was one of the greatest activities, such a fun activity. And certainly in a colder weather environment, you can do snowballs and have fun outside at least for a few minutes. You burn some calories and you burn some calories as a family. So you don't feel like you're the only one who's doing this health kick and nobody else seems to be interested. And so you're less motivated to stick to your own goals. The other thing you can do is decide intentionally to plan your menu, not during the holidays, but even before the holidays. So, starting off by trying healthier options throughout the year. So, when you show up at the holidays and you're like, I have a healthier option, mac and cheese, your family isn't like, who made the mac and cheese? So you want to try those healthier options and those healthier substitutions throughout the year. Test it out with your family, and if they give you a that means it's probably a thumbs up also for the holidays, right? So that people aren't boycotting your dish and your dish is the last one left. Never a good feeling, right? So definitely try out recipes that are healthier throughout the year rather than surprising everyone at the holidays. No one wants to be surprised with a new recipe at the holidays, okay? The other thing is limiting your intake. So deciding that I'm not going to have the dessert and the alcohol and the rice and the potatoes, but I'm going to choose. There's a rule called 1 out of 4. I'm going to choose one of those items so that at each holiday event, so whether it be Christmas or whether it be the New Year's or whatever religious holiday you're celebrating, you choose to choose one of those items per event. So you don't really feel like you're at that much of a deficit, right? And then also not going in with the mindset of, this is the last time I'm going to see these cookies. This is the last time I'm going to see this cake. This is the last time I'm going to eat these ice cream, like they're going out of, like there's an impending shortage. There is no impending shortage. So taking away the mindset of the last time mindset and going in with the mindset of, oh, it's just another day, another treat. And really the value about the holidays is the experience of the family and the friends and that type of camaraderie and sort of quality time together, as opposed to tying the enjoyment of the holidays just to the food. Because when you tie to the food, you make yourself feel like you have to indulge even more because for some reason that's going to go away. And it's not. Cookies are still going to be around. Your favorite cakes is still going to be around. It's not going away. And if even if you don't make it, you can pretty much sure you can pretty and even if you don't make it, you can be reassured that you can get it from somebody who knows how to do it well. Maybe not as good as you, but well enough that you don't kind of feel like you're going into this famine experience. And talking about famine, let's talk about that. So the more hungry you are, the more you skip meals during the holiday, the more you are likely to make not so great decisions. So you want to stick to your eating habits. So having regular meals also decrease the likelihood that you're going to overindulge during the dinner time. So for example, making sure you have a hearty breakfast, especially one that has a good amount of protein, will take away that hunger sensation throughout the day so that at dinner time, when the family is gathering, you're not likely to make all these bad decisions because your body is starving and wants to consume the calories in order to do the work that it needs to do. So keeping that in mind. And also keeping in mind that nutrition is still important, right? Because even though you're not, may not be at work or doing a lot of the things that you would traditionally be doing on a day-to-day basis, your body still needs those nutrients to work and to operate. So you still want to be intentional about making sure your menu is balanced if you're the one preparing the menu, making sure that you have enough nutrition so that you can do the things that you normally would do. Because a lot of times the reason why people feel so kind of sluggish and have the itis afterwards, which is not really a term I enjoy using because of the historical value, but we're going to talk about that another time. The historical relevance, we'll talk about that another time. But it's really just the overloading in carbs and certain heavy nutrients as opposed to your vegetables and your healthy fruits. So having a balanced menu will actually make you feel better and stronger. And so you're less likely to feel like you have to overindulge in these foods. So those are some of the very practical things you can do during the holidays. So what can we do after the holidays? That's the tricky part. It's really getting back into your routine, right? So like I said just recently, you want to make sure that you set a resume day, a start day. And when you start that start day, don't make it an intense one so that you're less likely to feel motivated to do it. Start off with fun things, fun activities of being physically active and exercising. And then from there, you will be more likely to transition back into your more intense workout regimen. So start off perhaps doing family activities or just fun activities that you like to do. If you're a dancer, put on some music and do some dancing so that your body is starting to get back into that movement, right? And then from there, making sure that you intentionally have a plan to resume your activities after the break that you took during the holidays, or resume your heavier intense activity or workout after you did lighter activities during or exercise regimen during your holidays. Perhaps do step dance with your doing some step routines with the family. That is oftentimes fun. That's actually one of my favorite ways to work out is to put on some music and pull out my step and just get to it, right? And sometimes looking at some videos on social media to come up with different movements that I can do. So that's perhaps one, or you may just want to make sure you enroll in some type of class. Because if you enroll in the class, you'll be more likely to be motivated because there are other people who are motivated. And in general, people tend to feel motivated at the top of the year because we're just kind of conditioned to have that mindset, right? And then also keeping in mind when we load with high sugar meals and high fat meals, we're changing the natural environment of our gut, right? So our gut now has a different balance of bacteria in it and may not be functioning as well. And so even though we feel like we're ready, there may be a little bit of a lag in the way our bodies resume its natural activity because it's been exposed to something that it probably hasn't been exposed to throughout the year. And so for your gut, it's going to take some time to rebalance into the normal the normal activities. Now, I don't have any studies that looked at using probiotics after the holidays and the likelihood of people being able to resume a healthier lifestyle. I don't have studies on that. I will look for that. If I find information on that, I'll be happy to share it with you. So I'm not going to prescribe and say, take probiotics, because I can just imagine that that would be a logical question that people may ask. Should I take probiotics during the holidays or after the holidays? I don't have any regimen to do that. Plus, it's always healthier for your body to do what it's supposed to do, right? Rather than relying on other things to correct some of the habits that we've gotten accustomed to or incorporated into our lifestyle. So let's talk about, so we talked about the individual who has been healthy during the holidays and now is taking a little bit of a break and wants to resume your level of activity post holidays, or even continue some level of activity and healthy lifestyle throughout the holidays. Let's talk about that individual who may have never been healthy throughout the previous year and may want to become healthy. So here's a tip. If you have someone in your family if you have someone in your family who's already engaging in a healthy lifestyle, then maybe buddying up, or a friend, then maybe buddying up with that individual to help you start and be motivated. You don't have to wait for the New Year's. For some reason, we're conditioned that somehow New Year's, new thoughts, new person. And to some degree, we all use that. We make goals, whether financial goals, relationship goals at the top of the year. It's symbolic for us. I get it. But in theory, we don't have to wait for the New Year's to do so. So if you are spending the holiday with someone who is already engaged in a healthy lifestyle, then start during the holidays with them. You don't necessarily have to do the whole regimen that they're doing, but kind of hang out with that person and see what they're doing and how they're doing it. And say, hey, what time are you getting up in the morning to work out? I want to work out with you. So that is an opportunity to engage with family, have some true bonding time and some really quality time. And at the same time, still be able to start a new lifestyle. You can start even today as you're watching this video, if you feel compelled in your spirit, like they say, if your spirit is speaking to you. But certainly if you feel like this may be something I want to do, I haven't done it all year, but I do want to do it. Start making practical ways in which you can do it. And you don't have to start and be like, I'm going to be in a gym, I'm going to work out with some weights. You don't have to start there if that's not you. You started something that's pretty realistic. So you want to set a start date that you want to start. That's always the most successful. That's always the most successful way to start a new healthy lifestyle. Set a start date. And even more so, have an accountability partner, someone that you're going to tell, this is the start date I want to start on, and I want you to hold me accountable. And then from there, you're more likely to commit. I would say even do a contract, especially with your healthcare team. Get your doctor involved and know that this is what you want to do. And maybe sign a health contract with your doctor so you feel like my doctor is my accountability partner, but also so is my family member or a friend. Right. And then also see if there are groups that are doing hiking groups, like join groups. They tend to help you we do better in community. This is across the board, regardless of the topic. So finding a community that may help you to be motivated is another way to do it, right? And then you want to set realistic goals, right? So realistic goal, maybe I may not be starting out at an hour per day. I may be starting out at 10 minutes per day. There is no shame in being healthier. So if 10 minutes per day is what you can do, then that's what you can do. Guess what? You weren't doing 10 minutes a day before, so celebrate the change and celebrate the fact that you're starting a new journey. This is about a new journey. Guess what? Sometimes we fall off, but guess what? Like anything else in life, we get back up and we do it again. So if you're someone who fell off at some point during the year, just get back up and keep going again and take away the shame. Because guess what? We all go through that. I fall off my regimen and I have to get back up. And these are the tips that I use to try to get myself back into my swing. And I fall off usually because I spent all this time doing all this stuff. But just like it is for you, health is important for me. I have to live what I share with you because I truly believe it. I truly believe that movement and food are the primary medicine that we are to use for life, right? And so it's important to me too. I want to be healthy. And so when I do fall off and when I get caught up in my work, I make plans just like this, realistic goals, setting a date, setting a realistic activity, setting a realistic duration and realistic intensity, and getting back on my regimen if I have fallen off, right? So these are some practical ways in which you can resume and also do something that's measurable. Have a measurable goal. I'm not big on the numbers. I'm not big. I use the BMI clinically because I know there are studies that correlated with certain outcomes, and I have to take that into consideration. But I'm more concerned about how fit you are. How do you feel? Are you having aches and pains when you wake up in the morning? Are you feeling exhausted when you wake up in the morning? Are you waking up robust and ready to start the day? Those are signs. Do you feel exhausted at the end of the day? Like you are just wiped out by the day? Or do you feel like, oh, I kind of went through the day and I still feel good. I'm going to bed and I feel happier. Is your mental health good? Are you coughing as much? Are you bringing up so much mucus still? Or are you breathing cleaner air? Those are the things that the actual quality of life is what's truly important, more than just a number on a scale, because we can all get to that number and still not be healthy, right? There are unhealthy ways of losing weight, unhealthy ways of exercising. And so you want to make sure that what you're doing is intended to lengthen your life, improve the quality of your life. It may not be perfect. Your knees may still hurt, but guess what? You may feel stronger. You may be able to lift things easier than you have been before. Look for realistic measures like that. And don't put so much pressure on just the scale and the number, because guess what? As you gain muscle mass, that scale may not shift, but your waist may be slimmer. Okay, you may be stronger. Okay, so look for those practical things and take the pressure off of you. Take the pressure of other individuals off of you also, and make sure that you are setting goals that's realistic for your body and your needs. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. And on that note, I will say have an amazing holiday season. We will still be on here. We are dropping another amazing video next week. So when you are gathered with family, tap on to our video, okay, after the holiday this week, because you're going to want to hear this conversation that we're about to have. I'm having it with Dr. T, with the other Dr. T, okay? It is, listen, is quite an interesting topic. Y'all are going to have a lot to say. Let me tell you, it's a very polarizing, controversial topic, but so very relevant and so important. So we want to make sure that you stick around to see that topic. And then also we want to make sure you hang out with us on our Instagram. You'll find us at healthybump.club, and that's where you get a lot of these really quick tips that's where you get a lot of these quick tips about health, about pregnancy, fertility, name it, we talk about it. The studies, like new studies and things that come out, that's where you'll find them. That's where we post quick clips about new studies that are important to us. So make sure you hang out there as well. And when you're done, it's the holidays. Give somebody one of our apparels. If you're trying to figure out what's a way that I can help this platform continue to do better and greater things in 2023, and we have some big ideas for 2023. Okay. Okay. All right. Listen, I can't share with y'all. Not yet, but I will. And I'm excited. I'm super excited. So definitely we thank you guys for all of your support. But if you're wondering of the way that you can continue to support us, and we will definitely have a discount. So I will be posting a clip to tell you how to get the discount, no shipping costs, and we are reducing the prices. So it's much more affordable for you on Black Friday. So make sure you check us out on Black Friday. If you're trying to buy gifts, what a better thing than to give someone something that's symbolic of us being in community, being a village with a community goal of living healthier, more fulfilling lives. Okay. So if you are looking for that gift, our apparel line is that gift, sharing who we are with others. And thank you to our new followers and subscribers that are on here. We thank you guys. We see y'all. And we so appreciate your support. So make sure you check out our Healthy Bump Club, the link below that leads you to our power line. And of course, for all you music lovers, don't forget, we are partners with Apple. So use our link to get a discount and to contribute to us so we can do more on this platform using our personalized link for Apple Music. Okay. And once again, thank you guys. Enjoy the Turkey Day. Some of us may be having oxtails. Some of us may be having curry chicken and escovitch fish and all that good stuff. Y'all are making my mouth water. But remember what I said today. 1 out of 4 is your best way to go. Choose 1 out of 4 and enjoy the wonderful time, most importantly, with those who are most important to you. We have been through a lot as a community, as a country, as a nation, as a world. There's been a lot going on. So let's continue to thrive together. Enjoy.